Greetings, everyone. How are you doing today? I am your sister SiSi, and this is, of course, PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. Praise Yah. So today, we are just kind of continuing on with Be Well Wednesday. Be Well Wednesday, of course, is important to our people because we need to be well. There are so many instances that we can name off that we just are still not well. And there's levels to being well, honestly. There's mental, spiritual, physical, there's levels of being well. And so what we need to do is continue to work on what that actually looks like for us. I'll just say our community. And today we are focusing again on the things that we are putting in our bodies, of course. We're going to be talking about the herbs in your kitchen, just utilizing the herbs in your kitchen. We oftentimes listen to different podcasts or programs or shows, and, we want to get on this bandwagon of health, but sometimes we just kind of freak out and then we don't do anything. We kind of get stage fright and we just decide, I'll get to it one day, and one day never really comes. And so with that being like that, how in the world can we actually get well if that day never comes? Because we are constantly just putting things off, constantly just saying, we'll get to it tomorrow. We'll worry about it tomorrow. We'll deal with it tomorrow. We can't live like that. We have to totally decide to do what is right, not just for us, but also for our family members. We have the people of our household, but then we also have, our friends. Like if you are friends, and I'll say coworkers, if you are, in other people's visual sight, I should say, they can see what you're eating, and if you know better, you'll definitely do better. That's the thing. We have to be that way. I'm looking for some stuff on Facebook, but I'm just not able to find it right now. So I will just leave that alone. But you can look forward to hearing a show like this every other Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that would be 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time, that's going to be 5:05 p.m. Again, Pacific Standard Time. So, we look forward to talking about being well. And as we are talking about it, we ourselves are learning about it and being about it and doing it. So we, by no means of any stretch of the measure, consider ourselves the masters of wellness or anything like that. Of course, that is Yah. But first and foremost, I want to make sure that we are always making people aware of parasites. Of course, we talked about this a few weeks ago. We talked about it a few weeks before that. And we're going to continue to talk about parasites because parasites are really, really something that we need to discuss regularly. Something that I discovered is when we are listening to these people who talk about health and wellness, they're always talking about detoxifying your body and getting rid of toxins and all of that stuff. And that's fine, but the root of all of these matters is always going to be parasites and parasitic infection. I'm a part of a group on Facebook. I think I said this before, and they deal with that subject. They talk about that topic deeply. Like there are people in the group, and they are going to the toilet, and they are digging the things out of the toilet, and they are dissecting them on like a mat or a towel or whatever, and they are trying to figure out what sort of parasites are in their body. And there are others in the group that are willing to help them identify what is in their body. It's a very real Facebook page. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. As a matter of fact, I am actually shocked that Facebook lets it go on because they like to flag everything. But yes, this group is alive and well. And like I said, we will always be talking about parasites. We will always be making people aware of it. We need to sound the alarm concerning these intricate and intimate matters concerning our health. You know, um, as we look around and we see people getting sick because of many different issues, whether it be, well, no, it's always that, whatever the people are putting out, the powers that we don't want to be putting out different sicknesses throughout the air, throughout the food, or whatever. We're looking around and we're seeing people getting sicker and sicker, and just their minds and their bodies just failing them. We want to be on the other side of that as much as we can. These are not perfect bodies. We know that. And the only perfect one is Yah. So we have to seek Him for the perfection that we strive toward every single day. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. We're going to do this study together. Like, I kind of looked over some things and took a few notes, but no, I just plan on doing this kind of organically. We're not going to be here all night, because what I did was I took an analysis of the herbs that are like readily available in my kitchen. Now, I have other things that are in containers and that are high up that I really, need a stool to get to them. But the herbs that are readily available, I'm pretty sure a great majority of you have them in your kitchen, you know, and I'm sure you have some of them that I'm not going to name off, yeah, some of them that I'm not going to name off, and you'll have some that I will name off. So let's look and see what I have on my list here. My list, where is it? Okay. All right. So the first one on the list that I have is cinnamon. Then I have oregano, rosemary, thyme, salt, put an asterisk by salt because there's many salts, mustard seed, cayenne, black pepper, garlic or garlic powder or garlic salt. We'll just say garlic as a base. Caraway, cinnamon. Did I say cinnamon already? I did. Cinnamon's on here twice. Let me scratch that off. Nutmeg, turmeric, and cumin. Also, clove. So, all of these things are very important. Now, I meant to upload a sound, and I guess I still could, but I'm probably not going to. But I'll just mention this. Now, we know our people coming over from the motherland, they utilized our people for medicines. When the slave master was sick, apparently he would call the black woman from the field to mix him up a tonic or a potion or something like that, because they knew that we knew how to heal with the herbs. We knew what to do. And nothing has really changed, except for there has been an infiltration of different information that has come in by way of big pharma. And so we have to get back to basics. Back to basics meaning the herbs that are readily available to us, either in our yard or even the ones that you can just get at the store right now, like at Aldi or one of these other stores. Just the herbs right there. What can you do with those herbs? But the clip that I was talking about, before I go off on a tangent, is from Soul Food. I know most people have seen Soul Food by now, not the show, but the movie Soul Food. So we know Big Mama, the grandmother, the matriarch of the family. She would have these soul food dinners every Sunday. And so that would be the time when all of the family came together to, just come together as family like they did. And the Big Mama I remember she was in the kitchen and she was cooking and she burned herself because she was diabetic. And apparently she couldn't feel her hand burning on the stove. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it was, her hand, yes. And Terry was like, Mama, because she's burning her hand and she doesn't even realize it. And so Terry wanted to do something medicinal, just like regular stuff. And Big Mama was like, oh, this ain't nothing my herbs can't heal. And that stuck out to me years down the line because back then, when I first watched the movie in the 90s, I wasn't thinking anything about herbs. Like, what is she talking about? Why is she not going to the emergency room or whatever? She's talking about her herbs. So she said she would do something with her herbs. Now, I don't know what you all are thinking, but what I'm thinking is she knew the true root of healing, which is by using these herbs. But of course, Hollyweird wants to make it look like herbs don't mean anything because what happened to Big Mama anyway? She died. She died. Why did she die? Probably because she was still eating soul food. You can take as many herbs as you want, but if you're still shoving the hog maws and fat back and greasy this and turkey necks and chickens and fried this, if you're still shoving that stuff down your gullet, you are still going to be sick. And we don't need that. So, with that being said, they tried to make a big joke out of Big Mama. And Big Mama was real when she was talking about her herbs because herbs do heal. Now, some would throw out a disclaimer saying, this is not medical advice and we are not your doctors. And yeah, I get that. I understand that disclaimer. But herbs have been around before Big Pharma and their toxic treatment. So I am going to go on the record and say herbs absolutely do heal. So, like I said, what we're going to be talking about is just the simple herbs in your kitchen. The ones that I named off. So what we're going to start off with is salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. So let's see what we have. So did you know, from what I'm looking at here, there are 12 types of salt. And most likely, we've only heard of a few. So the more eccentric, not really, but eccentric types of salt that we would utilize would be the Celtic salt or the Himalayan salt. Now, a lot of people know by now you should not be using the little girl with the umbrella. What is that? The iodized salt? That salt is not good for you. It's chemical laden. It is not healthy. And that is why when you go to the doctor, they tell you that salt is not good for you. And salt actually is good for you in the right form. It's actually a medicine. And there is a book. Well, there's several books. Let's see. Let me look up this book real quick. Okay, so yeah, the book that I was talking about is called The Salt Fix. And I actually plan on downloading this book or listening to it on, it's free on Audible, so I guess I'll be listening to that. Yep, it's free on Audible, so I won't be downloading anything. I'll just be listening to Audible. And it's called The Salt Fix, Why the Experts Got It All Wrong and How Eating More Might Save Your Life. So we know that salt has been touted to be very unhealthy because of what it does to the body, inflammation and diabetes and all these different things. But that, again, is the wrong salt. It's not the healthy salt. It's not the salt that we should be talking about, or that we're talking about here today. So technically, all salt is sea salt, even table salt, which is mined from rock, aka halite, that was formed by ancient bodies of water that no longer exist. But even so, not all salts are the same, nor should they be used in the same way. So 12 types of salt. Let's get back into that. And of course, like I said, we're not going to be here all night. I'm not going to read all the intricate details of all the salt, I don't think. But we got the table salt. Like we said, that's bad. It's known as iodized salt. Table salt has very fine grains and contains potassium iodide and an anti-caking agent that helps prevent it from clumping. Because the anti-caking agent can give off a metallic taste when used in large quantities, table salt shouldn't be used in savory recipes. It can be used when baking because these types of recipes typically only call for small quantities of salt. I would tell you don't use table salt at all. Ditch it. Don't use it. Don't open the pack. If you're at a restaurant, just go without. Table salt is not good. The next one is kosher salt. If you have room for one salt in your pantry, opt for kosher salt. I don't agree with that, but its texture is light but coarse, which helps you avoid oversalting and dissolves easily. It can be used in any application and quite affordable. All right, so that alone, let's see. For example, Morton's brand kosher salt is about 1.5 times more salty than the Diamond Crystal brand. So anything that says kosher, I'd be aware because I think I said this before. There's something called kosher pork. How is pork kosher? I don't know. So that makes me question everything that they put that label in front of. Now we have just kind of adapted to these terms and made them be what we think that they're supposed to be. But kosher does not necessarily mean clean at all. That and halal. We normally, when we go look for things, we look for halal and kosher. First of all, halal, who uses that? The people who worship Allah, the Muslims, they use that halal stuff. So I'm not trying to do anything halal, and I'm not trying to do anything kosher. Um, I guess it has been a marker for us to look for things that we see as clean. But like I said, if they have something called kosher pork, you should question that term, fully. So let's not go with the kosher salt. No, thank you. Here's one of my favorites here. Matter of fact, this is what we use in our house. It's called Himalayan pink salt. Okay, so it's the purest of all salts. Himalayan pink salt is harvested from the Kirua salt mine in the Himalayan mountains of Pakistan. Easily recognizable because of its pink color, this salt contains all 84 natural minerals found in the human body. Because of its steep price alone, the bold flavor use of Himalayan pink salt is for finishing dishes. They didn't really give you much information about that, but Himalayan salt really does have a lot of great properties to it. Like it says, it contains 84 natural minerals. And I think there's like 90 something minerals you're supposed to have on a daily basis in your body. I don't know. I mean, most people that deal with these minerals and stuff, they opt for seaweed, which is very salty. I don't advocate for seaweed, but when we're trying to replace minerals, that's what people usually look for is seaweed. Even I think chlorophyll as well, but yeah, seaweed. So then there's also sea salt, harvested from evaporated seawater. Sea salt can be either very or lightly salty tasting, depending on whether or where it is harvested. So make sure to taste it before using it. Sea salt can also contain loads of minerals, so it can have an intricate flavor, but since it's fine or medium grained, it can be used in either savory or sweet recipes. Then we have Celtic gray sea salt. Okay, so it sounds like a combination of the Celtic and the sea salt. Then we've got fleur de sel. Fleur de sel, French for flower of the salt, is harvested from evaporated seawater, but it comes specifically from the coast of Brittany. This salt is often described as smelling like and tasting of the sea. It's a moist salt, so it's quite sticky, but the moisture causes the saltiness to stay on the tongue longer. It's best used as a finishing salt. Okay, so they keep talking about finishing salt, so I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to be salting your food while you're cooking it. Probably causes some kind of reaction. I don't know. Then they got flake salt. Never heard of this. Looks like something you might utilize if you're making something like soaps or whatever. Let's see. It says it has a very bright taste and it has a low mineral content. Because of its high price, it's best used as finishing salt. Is it finishing salt again? Try it sprinkled on salads or chocolate chip cookies. Oh, okay. I think I have seen that on chocolate chip cookies, maybe. Then they have red Hawaiian salt. Red Hawaiian salt is sea salt that is mixed with iron oxide rich volcanic clay. Now there's black Hawaiian salt, made by adding activated charcoal to sea salt. Black Hawaiian salt is known for its strong flavor, often described as earthy, sprinkle on finished dishes. You got smoked salt. Smoked salt is created by cold smoking salt with wood such as alder, apple, hickory, or mesquite for up to 2 weeks. Its flavor and color can vary depending on the type of wood used and the length of time smoked. Use it to smoke, use it to add a smoky flavor to savory dishes like chili or barbecue sauce. Himalayan black salt, okay, known as kala namak, which means black salt in Nepalese. This reddish-brown salt is created by cooking rock salt with charcoal, herb seeds, and bark in a furnace for 24 hours. Okay? And then the last one, number 12, is pickling salt. Used only for pickling, this coarse salt contains no iodine, minerals, or caking agent. Yep, so those are the salts. Yeah, those are the salts. I tell you, there's many of them, and oftentimes we are not exposed to all these things, so you would never know. I know that growing up, I wasn't aware of all these different salts. Were you? Let us know in the comments. They always say that. Let us know in the comments. Yeah, let us know in the comments. Did you know about any of the salt when you were growing up? I did not. I knew about table salt. That was it. But yeah. Next, I guess we'll talk about, let's see. Since we talked about salt, let's talk about pepper. Let's see. Are there? Okay. So, I'm just using Dr. Google right now. I have all my books spread. Well, I got 2 books spread out over here. But so right here it says there's 24 types of peppers. I don't mean those peppers. Let me see. Let's say black pepper. Black pepper. Black. And when you are doing research like of this magnitude, not like it's a high magnitude, but we know that the people who control all these things, they kind of want to hide information. So if you're really looking for information concerning foods and health and all of that, don't take the first information you see. You've got to scroll way down. I mean, miles and miles and miles. Just scroll way down till you get to like healthy websites, not Healthline and all of that, which are probably, bought and paid for by whatever industry. You just want to scroll way down, and that way you can connect the different information from those websites that actually care about producing fruitful content. I mean, these other folks, they want to mislead you. So just, scroll way down to get the proper information. So it says that there are 600 varieties of pepper. Can you believe that? Every black pepper variant has a unique taste, texture, and aroma that fit perfectly with different dishes. There are over 600 varieties of pepper spice, but only a few are generally used as spices or in other applications. Vietnam is by far the largest exporter of black pepper, with India being the largest consumer. Okay, so there are so many different black peppers. I didn't know that till now. And here's a guide like to different. I guess if you're really into cooking like that, you might want to try out the different peppers. Just like you might want to try out the different salts, I guess. But yeah, there's Brazilian pepper. There is Malabar. There's, Vietnamese, Brazilian. Oh, Tela cherry. I guess I'm trying to look to see what kind of pepper we normally use. I don't know. Sarawak, Talamanca. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, tons of different peppers. Who knew? Again, another one I didn't know. All right, so we got the salt and the pepper. Now, what about cinnamon? What are some properties that cinnamon has? With the salt and the pepper, I don't know, not some people, but when you add black pepper to turmeric, which we're going to talk about turmeric, that supposedly enhances its ability to remove inflammation from your body. At least that's what they say. Let's see here. So we're going to go to cinnamon, and I have it on page 23. If you're in your books, of course. Nobody has this book, but page 23. So the book I'm reading right now is called Herbal Medicine: The Natural Way to Get Well and Stay Well by Diane Denson Buchanan. No, Buckman. Yeah, Buckman, PhD. And it's the classic favorite, completely revised and updated, more than 300,000 copies sold. And then the other book I'm reading is The Herbal Apothecary. That one's more up to date. But it's good to have the old and the new books to kind of compare them. And then you can also look in Google, like I was saying before. But these older books are very interesting because they may have information that has been omitted or deleted. So that's really good. So we said 23 for cinnamon. Let's see. Okay, it says caraway. Okay, 20. So it says for cinnamon, the inner bark of the shoots of the cinnamon tree is a powerful local stimulant which acts to ease the stomach and relieve spasms. It is also a mild astringent. Like cloves, it acts in a local rather than a general way on the body. Cinnamon is used a good deal in herbal medicine to overcome the unpleasant odors of certain herbs and to act as a partner with other herbs. It is helpful in diarrhea and is said to be helpful for children in bedwetting and as sleep medicine for children. Cinnamon with other herbs is an anti-nausea aid. It is an Old English flu preventative. So they go through and talk about the flu preventative, then pregnancy aid. I'm assuming that's talking about the nausea, and it tells you how to combine that with water. And you can use cinnamon bark or the powder. Let's see. This person says they always keep a jar of dried cinnamon bark on their kitchen pantry shelf. When she wants to add a tingly, cleansing taste of cinnamon to her herbal teas, she merely bruises a small piece of bark on the grater or with her mortar and pestle. Great. So cinnamon has many properties. And, okay, that's that book. Let's see what Dr. Google says about benefits of cinnamon. All right. Benefits of cinnamon. Okay. And again, you want to go way down, scroll, scroll, scroll. And you know what? If you have an iPhone and you just click, well, maybe the Android too, you click on where it says images, you can find posters that just tell you the different benefits of these things. So that would kind of be like a cheat sheet, I guess. But yeah, cinnamon. Let's click and see what they have for us. So I guess the best cinnamon is supposed to be Ceylon cinnamon. Let's see, and they've got a buying guide for that. Type of cinnamon, source of cinnamon, potency, freshness. Okay, they're just trying to sell us some cinnamon, so we're not going to use that web address from the Miami Herald. Let's see, cinnamon. Okay, now they're gonna make me go back up. Okay. What does cinnamon do for the body? Cinnamon is rich in antioxidants and other beneficial compounds. Some research suggests that it may help support blood sugar control, protect against heart disease, and reduce inflammation. Cinnamon is a spice that has been prized for its medicinal properties for thousands of years. Let's see. And then it contains medicinal properties loaded with antioxidants. May have anti-inflammatory properties, could protect against heart disease. That's a big one. And something else that does that too is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, of course, is very spicy, but it's been known to help people if they're like having a heart attack. Just put it under your tongue and it's supposed to help you. So this has been linked, cinnamon has been linked to reduce risk of heart disease, which is the leading cause of death around the globe. According to one review, supplementing with at least 1.5 grams or about 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon per day was able to reduce levels of triglycerides, total cholesterol, LDL, bad cholesterol, and blood sugar in people with metabolic disease. Another review of 13 studies found that cinnamon could reduce triglyceride and total cholesterol levels, both of which are risk factors for heart disease. Cinnamon has also been shown to reduce blood pressure, when consumed consistently for at least 8 weeks. When combined, all of these factors could help reduce your risk of heart disease, could improve sensitivity to insulin, helps lower blood sugar levels, and let's see, may have beneficial effects in neurodegenerative disease. Let's see, that's the loss and the loss of the function of your nerve cells. We know our nervous system is very important. It may protect against cancer as well. That's a big one. Cinnamon has been widely studied for its potential use in cancer prevention and treatment. Overall, the evidence is limited to test tube and animal studies, which suggests that cinnamon extracts may protect against cancer. So that's cinnamon for you. But how can you take cinnamon? Some of these things, we're just used to throwing them in a recipe, like if you're making cookies or even your oatmeal. And I would say, you can capitalize off of that. If you are eating like oatmeal in the morning, make sure you do put some cinnamon in it. Cakes and cookies, I mean, that's a little different story because there's a sweet aspect to it, or factor, I should say. I mean, I don't really advocate for cakes and cookies. I mean, there's a better way to make cakes and cookies, but if you are in this health hamster wheel and you're trying to be better, I would say opt for berries, just something healthier, berries and fruit. But meanwhile, if you need to take cinnamon, of course you can put it in a drink. You could put it in some applesauce. But if you just, decide to take a portion on a daily basis, you might be able to recognize that it has helped you with some issue that you may be having in your body, especially if you've been diagnosed with having some sort of nerve damage. There are people that go to the doctor and get all these different tests done, and they opt out of the doctor's medicines, and they do go herbal like Big Mama says she was doing. And the doctor will say to them, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because maybe they have lowered their blood pressure, maybe they have lost weight, maybe their heart rate is different. Whatever issue they were having before, sometimes it is soon eliminated by using herbal remedies. And so, if this is something that you would like to try, definitely do so. Get some more research done. Again, if you're going to a doctor, of course, I mean, you would have to mention it to them if you're on some medications. But I like what somebody said. They didn't ask me about the side effects before they put me on the medication. So why should I have to talk to them about, trying something else out? I mean, I definitely understand that, but, I'm not a medical professional at all, but I definitely do use herbal remedies when I am trying to deal with something myself. So, yeah, that's that. So cinnamon. Now, the partner to cinnamon is what? Probably nutmeg. So let's see, did I write that down? I did. Nutmeg. So let's see what we have concerning nutmeg in here. Nutmeg. Nutmeg. Page 104. Let's see what it says. Okay. All right. It says nutmeg. I adore the aroma of this herb, and it's called Mystrisca fragrans. That's its scientific name. My grandmother loved nutmeg tea, and she would often make about a pint a week of weak tea to inspire sleep. A small amount of fresh grated nutmeg each day has internally warming properties and will help sluggish digestion, flatulence, and diarrhea. Do not use very concentrated or large doses of this aromatic herb, as large amounts of the tea will cause giddiness and intoxication and will produce too deep sleep. I use fresh grated nutmeg in a wonderful tonic wine. Steep nutmeg in leftover wine to make an excellent liniment. This is especially good for rheumatic complaints. Well, that's interesting. Because I think we remember in the movie Malcolm X, we learned, or at least that's when I learned, that you could use nutmeg as a drug. Because that's what they were using as drugs in prison, was nutmeg. So, yeah. But yes, it definitely has some interesting properties to it. I didn't know that it helps you sleep. but I do know that I do like the taste. Outside of cakes and pies and all of that, I actually do enjoy nutmeg. Let's see. Let's see if this book has nutmeg. This book may not have nutmeg in it. Myrtle, neroli. Nope, no nutmeg in this book. All right, Dr. Google. Let's see what they say for nutmeg. Again, let us know, like, what are some of the things that you use in your home that are beneficial to you that you did not really know until here recently. We get used to like just the old stuff we used to do, Mrs. Dash and all these different strange seasonings, and we can get back to the basics. Let's see, nutmeg. All right, nutmeg. All right, so benefits of nutmeg. It's an anticonvulsant properties. Don't know what that is, but it sounds wonderful. Effects against diarrhea, reduces bad cholesterol, it's good for the skin, regulates blood pressure, it's an antidepressant, protects the liver, that's important, good for oral health, improves brain health, improves digestion, provides relief from insomnia, provides relief from pain. So those are some of the properties of nutmeg that are in that list. Let's see if this other list has something else. It can help facilitate better digestion and improves the kidneys, improves the blood circulation, better on oral health, and it cures toothache. I never knew that. I know that clove is something generally people look to for toothache, but yeah, nutmeg, a wonder spice that's right in your cabinet. How about that? Praise Yah. I mean, that's another thing. Yeah, we definitely have to praise Yah because, I was thinking the other day, like how we have been kept down so low. And for generations, we can think about our families not having enough food. And they had what they had, which was oftentimes like rice and beans, rice and beans, rice and beans, rice and beans. Even other cultures of people that are our people, same thing, rice and beans. But we hadn't been in the past consumed by meat because we couldn't afford it sometimes. Like most times, I would say we couldn't afford it. And it's kind of like you think of in the Bible, the meat was for privileged people or special occasions. But now everybody's privileged. Like you can go to the store and buy a big hunk of meat and be happy as a clam, But I think that we kind of had it better back in the day. I'll say like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s when we couldn't afford much meat because we didn't have all that in our body, Unfortunately, people don't really realize how long it takes for meat to process out of your body. And if it's still in your body that long, years and decades or whatever, guess who's in there eating off that meat? You already know, the parasites. So yeah, definitely something. But yeah, okay. I don't know how I got off on that tangent. Was it cloves? Cayenne pepper? No, I don't know. Moving on. All right. So next up, let's go to oregano. Now, what I have to tell you as well is what I forgot to say about the herbs. You can use them in many different ways. You can make a tea with them, and that's just simply getting some boiling water, letting it boil, then taking it off the stove. We don't want to boil the herb. We want the herb to just be warm in the tea so it can steep. So let's just say you want to make a nutmeg tea. You boil some water, get a cup, pour the water in the cup, pour the nutmeg in there, and let it steep or sit. That's what that means. Let it sit for about 15 minutes so it can pull all the properties out. And then you could maybe add some honey to it if you like. And there you have it. You have a nice tea. So all of the herbs that I'm mentioning, you can do that with. Now, of course, I would not recommend that you use salt as a tea. That might be kind of weird. Now, you can use the salt as a mouthwash with warm water, but not as a tea. But every herb that I'm mentioning here, you can tincture it, which means get it, and immerse it into some alcohol. There's lessons. I mean, don't just try to go do this. There's some lessons in learning how to make tinctures and just different medicines with these herbs as well. And we'll put a link to classes that are coming up for that. I'm not teaching them, but there's a sister that is teaching these classes on how to forage, not forest, forage in the forest so that you can get different herbs and learn to make different tinctures. So yeah, we'll put that in the YouTube. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and go with oregano, like I said. It is a powerhouse concerning the herbs and the herbal community. Now, if you have oil of oregano, which is basically oregano that has been steeped in an olive oil for quite some time, and the olive oil pulling out the properties, it is a very, very powerful antioxidant. Pretty much anything that you have going on with you, like some kind of infection, oregano oil can really be your answer. So let's see what properties oregano actually has. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Oregon. Oh, I think this book doesn't have oregano. I did discover that earlier. Yep, this book doesn't have oregano. So what we're going to do is back to Dr. Google. Let's see. You're never at a loss if you got your phone, I tell you. You can get the information right at your fingertips. I always wonder, like, why people are on the internet asking certain questions when all you have to do is go on your phone, but it's okay, to each his own. There's different learners. So, okay. Health benefits of oregano. Let's see. Fights colds and flu symptoms, aids in relieving sore throats, helps kill intestinal overgrowth of bacteria and candida, can assist with improving skin conditions, helps provide relief for insect bites, supports oral health, helps inflammation associated with certain autoimmune disease. Let's see what else. Something else might have some information down here. Let's see. It helps with, so then the oregano oil helps with the toenail fungus, treats gingivitis. It's a natural antibiotic. You could take internally mixed in water and coconut oil. You can use it to treat bronchitis and croup, treat candida, yeast infections, and UTIs combined with ketogenic diet and probiotics. You can treat ringworm and athlete's feet with it. And we know ringworm is a what? Parasite. And athlete's feet probably is too. That's some nasty stuff. You can mix oregano oil with coconut oil and apply topically. You can also treat sinus infections and allergies if you dilute it in water. Very, very, very powerful stuff, that oregano oil. And it's expensive too. I mean, the oregano oil can go for like $29, I want to say. That's like the standard price for it. That's the good one. They have a whole company devoted to it. And, oh goodness, excuse me, I'm yawning. They have a whole company devoted to it, and it's about $29. And I have paid that. I have paid that before for oregano oil. I really don't want to anymore, so I need to get to making it. So, like I said before, you can learn how to make these different things yourself instead of purchasing them at the store and paying that high dollar. And before you know it, if you wanted to, you could probably sell them yourself. So that's oregano oil. Let's see. What else is on the list? Something else that's important. Now, we've kind of talked about cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, of course, is very spicy. It's hot. People use it to make their food hot. But cayenne pepper has, I want to say tannins. Let me look that up. Act like I know something. Cayenne pepper. Wait, let's check our book. It's better to check the book first. Let's check the book. Let's see. Cayenne pepper is in the book. All right. So it says cayenne pepper. Botanical name is Capsaicum annum. And it's funny. I remember a commercial talking about capsaicum. Yeah, capsaicum. And they were just using the botanical name of cayenne pepper because it had cayenne pepper in it. But cayenne has many medicinal uses. The main ingredient in cayenne is capsaicin, a powerful stimulant responsible for the pepper's heat. Although it can be although it can set your mouth on fire, cayenne ironically is good for your digestive system and is now known to help heal ulcers. It reduces substance P, a chemical that carries pain messages from the skin's nerve endings, so it reduces pain when applied topically. A cayenne cream is now in use to treat psoriasis, post surgical pain, shingles, and nerve damage from diabetes. It may even help you burn off extra pounds. Researchers in England have found that about 1/4 ounce of cayenne burns from 45 to 76 calories by increasing metabolism. Taking cayenne internally stabilizes blood pressure. You can apply powdered dry cayenne as a poultice over wounds to stop bleeding. And in the kitchen, cayenne spices up any food it touches. Cayenne is also the source of the infamous pepper spray used by both the public and many police forces. Cayenne's red pod-like fruits are extremely hot. Flowers, which appear in drooping clusters on long stems, are star-shaped and yellowish white. Leaves are long and elliptical. Cayenne grows naturally in the tropics, but gardeners in most parts of the United States can grow it with success. Overexposure to the skin can produce pain, dizziness, and rapid pulse. Alcohol or fat, such as whole milk, neutralizes the reaction. If you touch a pepper and then rub your eyes or nose, you could inflame those sensitive tissues. No kidding. Yeah, you definitely don't want to touch your nose and eyes after you had some cayenne pepper on your hands. That would be nuts. Of course, I've done it before as recently as this week. That's funny. But yeah, so that's cayenne pepper. It's got some healing properties. You know, you can take it for heart issues, as I was saying. You know, people talking about keeping an aspirin in your purse for emergencies. No, you can put a little baggie of cayenne pepper in your purse and you'll be better off because, you know, aspirins and all of those different pain relievers like that, they totally torture your liver. And that's the thing about natural medicines, natural herbs, you know, they're much more gentle on your liver and your body parts. Actually, they heal your liver. So you want to make sure that you tune in and tap into that, the healing properties of these so that you don't have to use those aspirins. I'm telling you, I can't believe that people are still using this stuff. But you know what you know, and if we're listening to regular doctors, then I mean that's just where you are. All right, so we have done cayenne. Let's check and see if our book. Well, before we move on from cayenne, let me look at this other book. Let me see what they say. Okay. Page 10 and 13. Let's see. 10 and 13. Yeah, they got a whole thing about remedies with cayenne pepper. Oh, yeah, this is a lot. Okay, let's see. It's a stimulant. My own investigations into the historical use of cayenne in Western culture all seems to lead to Vermont-born Samuel Thompson, one of the first ardent proponents of cayenne. Thompson was an interesting lay healer who developed a complete system of herbal and water cures as well as other natural cures. In a burst of pride and down-to-earth business sense, he sought to actually patent his herbal cures in the early 1800s, and to everyone's astonishment, was given a patent. I don't know how he discovered the stimulating effects of cayenne or if its use as such was already known by local herbalists, but cayenne pepper did come to figure as one of the important herbs in his system. I don't know who he was, but I'm pretty sure tons of ethnic folks knew about cayenne pepper before Samuel Thompson, who was probably some Caucasian from Europe somewhere, but they love to claim stuff. It's silly. Despite Thompson's patents, his herbal program leaked out and became a general part of the American Mater Medica Second step, a dash of cayenne in the drink to ensure internal stimulation. Okay, yeah. So capsaicin increase the power of all other agents, helps the digestion when taken with meals, and arouses all secreting organs. Whenever a stimulant is indicated, capsaicin may be given with the most safety and should have first consideration. It is indicated in low fevers and prostrating diseases. Capsaicin is a non poisonous and there is no reaction to its use. Did you hear that? It's a non poisonous substance. So, you might talk to the doctor. They love to tell people natural remedies are poison, but they don't, they very much so fail to tell you about that prescription being poisonous and how it's ravaging your liver. But anyway, so that's what this says. Capsaicin is a non poisonous and there is no reaction to its use. Okay. And you know what? I don't see it here. It's probably here. This herb is a source of vitamin C, and I know that some adventurous souls have learned to add as much as a third of a teaspoon to their daily diet. That's a lot. However, even an infinitesimal amount of cayenne is in food or drink has an effect on the body. So basically, even if you take a little bit, right, and it is energizing, it's remedy for a sore throat. I know it's remedy for migraines. It's anti-flu. You can prepare a liniment, as they're showing with their pictures in this old book. They have some drawn pictures of how to make a liniment. It's funny. It's an ointment. If you have cold feet, you can use it. If you got a toothache. So to sum it up, cayenne pepper or capsaicin is one of the most important food herbs and should be in constant use in your pantry and always available in your medicine chest. It is a powerful stimulant, producing a sense of heat in the stomach and a general glow over the body without a narcotic effect. Now, what medicine can you say that about from your doctor's office? None. Okay, a few grains and hot herbal tea, especially peppermint, chamomile, or linden, will instantly correct sluggish digestion and flatulence. In my experience, cayenne is not only a styptic, but an entirely remarkable body restorative. A few grains added to a herbal tea or water will help reduce many low fevers. A few grains of cayenne in boiling water, which is then cooled, or added to a combination of common salt and apple cider vinegar, are useful as a gargle and in tiny doses during the day as a preventative during epidemics or epidemics of flu or other contagious diseases. In epidemics and in cases of acute respiratory illness, be sure to consult with your own physician. They always have to throw that in there. What if you are your own physician, okay? Cayenne's use as a control for internal or external bleeding is for those health emergencies where no medical or nursing help is immediately available. In addition to powder form, cayenne or capsaicin may be purchased in tincture or extract form. Use only a few drops in water, up to 15 drops in a glass of water. Now, I actually made a tincture, and that stuff is so red. I am concerned about what the taste would be like. I do take cayenne pepper myself occasionally because, I'm trying to burn out these parasites. But just the tincture that I made, I believe I made it with vodka. I pretty much did make it with vodka. Now, before anybody is like, vodka? No, I don't drink vodka. But when you are making these tinctures, there's a way that you can make them without alcohol or with alcohol. But when you make them with alcohol, it's the highest form of vodka that you can find. Pretty much you want to use like 100% vodka, and it siphons from the properties of the herb, just everything it needs to become medicine for you. So that's what the vodka does. But yeah, but I do take I did make a mistake. Yeah, like last week it was last week. I was like, let me take some cayenne pepper. And so I just threw some in some water. I didn't measure it or anything. I just put it in some water and just kicked it back. Oh, it felt like my entire soul was on fire. My being, just everything was on fire. Like from the breastbone all the way down to like my belly button. It was like a fire. And I was like, oh, when is this going to pass? Because it was very hot. Now, again, it's because I took way too much. And it did pass. It took about an hour, but it did pass. I don't know exactly what it did for me in that moment, but I do still take it. I just don't take as much. I take a very minuscule amount. And if you buy it in pill form, which I don't really know why you would do that, if you buy it in pill form, I think usually they have you take about 2 to 3 capsules. That's what I want to say. But I would just encourage you. You can just get like a container of cayenne pepper from the store and just take a little bit of it, and you'll be okay. You don't have to buy capsules. As a matter of fact, we like to bypass the capsules because your body still has to break that down. So, just you can get that yourself and take it. It's just like all of these herbs, you can get it yourself and you can take it. Might not taste the best, but you can still take it like that without the capsules. It's another way to save money as well, because some of these things we do not need to go to like the health food store and buy them. You can actually buy the organic uh, herb, like maybe at Whole Foods or whatever stores in your area that has organic items. You can just get that and you can just be taking it yourself without the capsule. Honestly, they probably upcharge for the capsule. And like I said, your body has to break that down. So you really, you don't really need that capsule. I don't use the capsule. I take my stuff out of the capsule. But yeah, so that is cayenne pepper. We are clicking along. Clicking along. Wow, we're at an hour already. Y'all are hanging in there. Okay, so we'll cross that off. We got cayenne. So we still have, let's see, we got mustard seed. We got garlic, caraway, did nutmeg. We didn't do turmeric, didn't do curcumin, and we didn't do clove. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to skip over to clove because most people do have cloves, I would like to think. Okay? I'm going to skip over to cloves. And then I'm going to do garlic, and then I'm going to do turmeric. And then we're going to be done. How about that? So, let's see. I'm looking in the nice book with the nice pictures and see if they have clove, H-I. They do not. They don't. They don't have clove in here. They got some other interesting things, but they don't have clove. That's fine. But I'll just tell you, I'm looking in the other book now, but I do use cloves quite often because cloves are very, very anti-parasitic. They're against parasites. They hold a picket sign in your digestive system against parasites. That's how serious cloves are. They are serious business. And I'm telling you, you can take those cloves that you used to stick in your ham and you could put them in a pot of water or in your teapot or something like that and just let them steep for a little while. Again, you don't want to boil your herbs because supposedly that takes away from the medicinal properties. But let's say you just boil your water and then you drop about 10 cloves in it and let it sit for a little while. I would say about 10 minutes. That stuff is so strong, but it's such an aromatic taste. And after taking cloves for a little while myself, I try to like correlate different herbs, like what family, some herbs might come from. And I think cloves are very closely related to star anise. And if you don't know what star anise is, it's a very aromatic herb, and it looks like a star. And it very much so reminds me of cinnamon and clove. Like if cinnamon and clove had a baby, it would be star anise. That's what it reminds me of. But anyway, so let's see. Let me get into clove. Let's see. L-L-L-L-L-H-I. Remember, you used to have to learn to alphabetize stuff in elementary school. I used to really not like that, but I'm glad we learned it, right? So cloves, they have a lot of information on cloves. Let's start out at page 17. Let's see what they say. Okay. Well, they're saying the 3 C's, clove, cinnamon, and caraway. I guess those are very helpful for you. But they tell you how to do a clove gargle with some sherry, clove oil antiseptic. So when you scrape a bruise, you can have an antiseptic. You can use cloves as a sleep aid. Cloves are good for depression, good for nausea, finger cut. Okay. So there's that portion. Then they start talking about cinnamon and all of that. So we're just on cloves. We've already bypassed cinnamon. So let's see. Cloves. Okay, page 151. I have some other books in there, but I just grabbed two. And, thank you for listening because it gives me time to actually go through my own books, because we buy all these books. Like, I will hoard books from the library. Like, I go and I check out all these books and do not get around to read them. And I just hold on to them like they're mine and I won't give them back because now the library doesn't charge you anymore for late fees. So I just hoard these books in hopes that I will read them one day. But these are my books, so I don't have to, be like that. But I do have a couple books right now that I am hoarding. But anyway, let me see. Where is this? Close. Okay, 151 I said, right? Yeah. 151. Okay, let's see. They are talking about constipation. Okay. All right, we don't need that. Let's see here. Close. Let's see. Close. Okay, let me put a star by it. Okay. So 158. 158. Boy, they're not helping us. I just want something that says close, not like all this. 162. Let's see, 162. Caraway, cayenne. They're talking about making a tea. Don't want that either. 193. Let's see, 193. Okay. Yeah, they are not giving us what we need for cloves here. What is happening? 206. Shout out to Seattle, 206. Okay, that was random. Let me see. Herbal selector, snake bite, sleep. Okay, I think this is supposed to be. Yeah. Okay, so cloves, of course, give you a healthy dose of vitamin C. I did note that before in a video I was watching. Yeah, they don't really want to give us too much with cloves. They just want to give us like recipes. It's not really telling us what it does. Okay, one more. 277. 277. Okay. All right. No, they don't. So this book is not. Let's see. Wait. Extract distillation of cloves. Yeah, they are talking about syrups and jellies and all that stuff. Again, the book is kind of old. I think it's from the. Let me see if I can find out where this book is from. This book is from. I should know that already. This book is from. Oh, 1979. Then it was reprinted in 1996. Again, these old books are great because they're great references because nowadays they're omitting and discontinuing the proper information that we need. So back to Dr. Google, right? For cloves. Benefits of cloves. And again, we're talking about things that you have in your kitchen. You used to put those cloves in your ham when you were eating like that. Now that you don't eat ham anymore, we need to find new things for your cloves to go in. So it says contains important nutrients high in antioxidants, may help protect against cancer, can kill bacteria, may improve liver health, may help regulate blood sugar, may promote bone health, may reduce stomach ulcers. All right, so let's see here. Clove oil relieves menstrual cramps quickly and reduces the length of menstruation. Clove is an anti-inflammatory spice that includes eugenol, which is helpful in reducing period discomfort. Excessive menstruating bleeding is also reduced by using this oil. So if you have clove oil, which you can make clove oil yourself, again, it's just the olive oil and the clove, and you're letting it sit for about 6 weeks, I want to say, just in the oil, just letting it sit there. And you have your own clove oil. You don't have to go buy it. You don't have to order it. You don't have to anything. You just make it. But yeah, so that's cloves. Let me see if there's anything else. It helps in weight loss. It boosts your immunity, improves your digestion, maintains your respiratory health. Let's see. Helps with the stomach ulcers. Okay, these people are special. Tells you what it does in magic. We're not interested in magic. Let's see. Helps with the sore throats. Yep, cloves are definitely something. Oh, of course, the most important thing. It reduces the tooth and mouth pain. Like if you got cavities, and I've heard this so many times, like the regular dentists have used clove, like powder clove on people's teeth if they're in pain. Isn't that something? Out of all of the diabolical things they could use in your mouth at the dentist, they use something that's healthy for you, which is clove. That's amazing. So yeah, if you've got some tooth pain, you can use clove oil. You can get your essential clove oil and use it, or you can make your own clove oil, like I said, at home. But yeah, that's cloves for you. All right. And so let's move on to, let's cross that off. Cross that off. Cross that off. We're going to move on to, what did I say? Turmeric? I think I said turmeric next. Yep. Turmeric. And then we're going to be done. I think that's what I said. If I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. After turmeric, we're going to be done. All right. So, turmeric. I know turmeric is in this new book because it is all the rage right now. Wouldn't that be funny if it wasn't in here? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Okay, so turmeric is a very powerful herb. It actually looks just like ginger. It grows just like ginger, but it's orange. Ginger is more of a yellow, and this turmeric is orange. But its botanical name is Cucurma longa. I didn't know that. A member of the ginger family, turmeric is native to Southeast Asia, where it is commonly used in cooking and for dyeing fabrics. But it has also been a staple of traditional medicine for thousands of years. The compounds that give the plant its distinctive yellow color, curcumin, also gives the essential oil powerful healing benefits. But curcumin isn't the only molecule in turmeric with healing properties. The plant is packed with such exotic sounding substances as sesquiterpenes, boronol, and valeric acid, to name a few. They all work together to give turmeric its much lauded, oh, my phone is so loud, goodness, much lauded anti-inflammatory, antioxidant qualities. And as an inexpensive and widely available essential oil, turmeric is a must-have for your medicine cabinet. All right, therapeutic properties: antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, helps to lower blood sugar and lowers blood pressure, supports the immune system. Used for turmeric is especially prized for its anti-inflammatory properties, making it a great choice for soothing arthritis, muscle pain, headaches, and gastrointestinal inflammation. A few drops in a carrier oil applied to the skin can improve elasticity and reduce wrinkles, thanks to turmeric's antioxidant effect. When ingested in small quantities, turmeric oil helps to ward off infection and support the body's immune defenses. And research shows that turmeric can improve metabolic function in diabetics as well as boost heart health. And it says there's some precautions. Ingesting too much turmeric oil can cause stomach upset. Use it in moderation because of its ability to lower blood pressure. Avoid using turmeric if you are on blood pressure medication, as it can have dangerously low blood. As it can cause dangerously low blood pressure. You don't want to do that. You don't want to cause dangerously low blood pressure. I mean, you want to get off the medications if you can. Seriously. I mean, because Yah's healing is here for you. Um, you know, I've said this before. Seek out a naturopath, an ND. Everybody has them in their state. Now, they're not licensed everywhere because a lot of states still don't recognize naturopathic doctors as actual doctors, which is silly because they're actually going above and beyond to bring better health care to people. But that's this wicked system, you know. But back to the I'm blown away that they didn't say this. So turmeric, of course, has curcumin in it, and the curcumin kills cancer. They didn't say that. Maybe they can't say it in this book, but uh, curcumin kills cancer. You know what? Let's go to Google. Wait, no, let's go to our old book. Let's see if the old book says anything. Wait a minute. Maybe this book, maybe the new book might say curcumin. Let me look. Maybe they just didn't say that there because they said it somewhere else. Let's see. Caraway. Elderberry. D. No, of course not. It's not in here. Let's check the old book. Yeah, these people, they just like to really walk on eggshells sometimes when it comes to information. They don't want to get in trouble with the industry, I guess. Curcumin. Okay, we got cumin. We got cumin, but not curcumin. I don't know the difference between cumin and curcumin, but we can see if we can gather that information right now. Let's see. We can see if we can gather that information right now. We might as well. Because you don't want to get to the store and say, oh, that's what SiSi was talking about. And you end up picking up cumin instead of curcumin. There is a difference. Cumin is a spice that you cook with because I know that I have it. I didn't put it on this list, but let's see. Let's look at the difference between cumin and curcumin. The difference between cumin and curcumin. All right. Okay, it says right here, cumin is not the same as curcumin. Cumin is a seed that is often used in cooking for its special flavors. Curcumin is it is the active ingredient in turmeric. Okay. And it has many health benefits such as anti-inflammatory properties. And see, they didn't say that either, but yeah, curcumin definitely is an anti-cancer. And like I said, they're wiping out all sorts of information they don't want you to know, but I'm here to let you know. Yes, so we have gone through so many herbs that are just in your kitchen. And I mean, there's more, of course, but what I want to encourage you to do is the herbs that you have, not Mrs. Dash, because I don't know who she is and what's in it, but just the regular herbs and spices that you have, like rosemary. We didn't talk about rosemary. We should. Yeah, we should. Let me look real quick. Rosemary, because I definitely use rosemary, and rosemary is good. I said we're done, but rosemary. Okay, real quick. The therapeutic properties of rosemary are: it's an astringent, antioxidant, relieves rheumatic and muscle pain, relaxes nerves, improves digestion and appetite. It increases sweating. It's used for massage oil in the bath. Also, it's excellent for increasing pore circulation. If you have rheumatism and pain, it helps. Let's see. It's especially penetrating when used in a liniment. Like, I guess you could take the rosemary and put it with some castor oil and make a liniment. That's another time. We'll talk about that. Very antiseptic. You can inhale it as an essential oil, add it to vapor, and it's going to help you, like, put it on your chest as well. Let's see. Cosmetically, it encourages dry, mature skin to produce more of its own natural oils. It also helps get rid of canker sores, and you can add it to shampoo, and it's an age-old remedy for dandruff and hair loss. All right, and it says as a precaution, it can be overly stimulating and may increase blood pressure. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So that is rosemary for you. But like I said, there's many, many, many other spices, that you might want to try out, that you might want to look up. You might want to find out what healing properties they have, because all of them have healing properties. All of these herbs that you can get at the store, they have healing properties. But we talked about the salt. Be mindful of the salt. Um, for now, it looks like the most helpful salt is going to be the Celtic salt. We use Himalayan pink salt, but we will probably try some Celtic salt here soon, because it's just, in this, you're always learning new information, and you're willing to try things out that are going to better your health. So that's what I want to encourage you to do. Look at what you have, do some research. What can it help you with? How can you switch over from using some store-bought pain reliever to something that you actually have in your home? You know, it's just kind of scratching the surface, but I hope this helps somebody out there. Make sure you drop us a line. Let us know what you thought about this. Let us know how you have used different things to heal your body. Let us know. I don't know. Let us know if you want more information like this concerning the herbs. I mean, whether you do or you don't, we're still going to give it to you. So you can look into the things yourself, of course. But yeah, this is Be Well Wednesday, and we want you to be well, of course, first and foundationally in Yah, because He is our healer, and we have to trust Him for that, because we truly need healing. And we continue to pray for you all that are listening. Shout out to the wonderful artists that are in the station 24/7 with their music. Shout out to my family, who has been supportive in each other in making this happen. But we want to read our scripture. Well, actually, we want to give you the phone number if you want to text 314-744-9414. All right. So finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Of course, I'm your sister SiSi, and I thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure to talk with you about the herbs, and you can definitely listen to us each and every, well, no, not each and every week. You can listen to us each and every day. We're here every day, 24/7, but Be Well Wednesday is every other Wednesday. So you'll hear from me again, not this next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. And we will probably be talking about pain relief. We'll do a specified pain relief show, talking about the different herbs that help with pain. I'll say pain relief and rest, or pain relief and sleep. Because if you can't sleep, then, or if you're in pain, you can't sleep. They kind of go together. So we'll do pain relief and sleep, things that'll help you relax. Because, of course, again, the medical people, they want to give you some trash that's going to require you to sacrifice your liver and other functions in your body. And we want to help you beyond that. So I am Sister SiSi. Thank you again. I appreciate you all.